Hello everybody and welcome to this comprehensive walkthrough of the Digital SAT. The Digital SAT is a standardized test administered by College Board. It has two sections. The first is English and the score of English is 800. The second section is Math and the score is 800. So the total score of the SAT is 1600. We have many trials every year to take the SAT, normally in October, November, December, March, May, June, and August. Extra chances may be provided every year. This is how the English modules look like. As you see, we have a short paragraph on the left between 25 words to 150 words. Then we have the question and the choices on the right. The student answers by just clicking choice A, B, C, or D. When you're done with the question, you click next to have the next screen with the next question. If you need to answer this question later, you will click here to mark the question for review. And this is how the math modules look like. The question followed by 4 choices, the timer in the middle, a button for a graphing calculator, but the student can still bring a personal graphing calculator to the test. And we have a reference screen as well. So the Bluebook app is designed by College Board. You can take the test on a PC or a tablet. These devices are provided by the school, or you can take a personal device to the test. And as we have seen, we have a timer, a graphing calculator, and even if the internet connection is lost, you can continue your test offline. And if you need to restart your device, the exam will be resumed where you stopped. As we said, the Digital SAT has 2 sections. Section number 1 is English. It has 2 modules. Module number 1 is the same for every student. It has 27 questions in 32 minutes. 2 questions are experimental. They will not add up to the score of the module, and no student will be able to recognize these questions. Then, according to the performance of the student in module number 1, each student will be given an adaptive module number 2. It has 27 questions again in 32 minutes. So the total number of the questions in English is 54 questions in 64 minutes. And the average time for every question is 71 seconds or 1 minute and 11 seconds. Then the student takes a break for 10 minutes. Then the students start section number 2, Math. Again, it has 2 modules. Module number 1, 22 questions in 35 minutes. 2 questions again will be experimental. According to the performance of the student in module number 1, the student will be given module number 2, which will be adaptive again. 22 questions in 35 minutes. So the total number of the questions in the math section is 44 questions in 70 minutes. And the average time is 95 seconds or 1 minute and 35 seconds. And the total number of the Digital SAT questions in both English and Math is 98 questions in 2 hours and 14 minutes, plus the 10-minute break. So what's meant by an adaptive module? Module number 1 is a balanced module. It has easy questions, medium questions, and hard questions. If the student's performance is low in module number 1, the student will be given module number 2, which will be mostly easy, but the score will be below 550, more or less, according to the difficulty of the test. If the student's performance is strong, the student will be given module number 2, which will be mostly hard, but the score will be above 550, more or less. And according to College Board, there is no definite number of questions that any student needs to get correct in order to have module number 2, which will be mostly hard. The number of questions differs from one test to another, and the average score differs from one test to another. This is how the English module looks like, and as you see, we have the reading questions and the writing questions in the same module. We don't have a separate section for reading and a separate section for writing. Another major change in the English modules is that we will not have long passages. We will have short paragraphs between 25 to 150 words. And as we said, the reading questions will be followed by writing questions in the same module. Some examples of the reading questions are vocabulary, main idea, inference, function, graph, and comparison questions. And the writing questions will cover grammar questions or conventions of English, such as punctuation or boundaries, transitions, pronouns, and other questions. And we will have some ideas questions such as adding sentences, supporting sentences, and taking notes. In the math modules, as you see, we will have questions on algebra, geometry, trigonometry, advanced math, and data analysis. 75% of the math questions will be MCQ, and 25% of the questions will be student response or grade-in. That was a comprehensive walkthrough to the digital SAT. Thank you for watching and good luck.